You're watching The Miss Francois Show.
Welcome to The Miss Francois Show. I'm your amazing host, Patrice Francois. This is where comedy meets reality. Today we have an amazing comedian by the name of Mel Gallick. He's hilarious. So without further ado, let's take it away, Mel Gallick.
Hey all, how's everyone doing? I'm here to tell my story. I've been married 37 years. Same sex, new positions. I've been married so long, my marriage predates booty calls. All I'm saying is that movie didn't come out to the 90s. The ironic thing is, when I met my wife, she was on the pill. Now I'm on the pill. But you know the test is, you know you've been married a long time when you look at your spouse and you see their mouth just going like this and you don't hear anything. You know, if you ask my wife, it was love at first sight. Now, I didn't believe in that. Love at first sight? See, she wore these thick Coke bottle eyeglasses. This predates laser surgery. And we got caught into this gaze and stare. She was looking into my eyes. I was looking into her eyes, right through those glasses. And right away, I felt hypnotized and said, I do. Then I began to experience this strange sensation on my head at night. It was like a magnetic pull. Like it was a pull, a drain on my head. I couldn't even sleep through the night any longer. One night it was particularly strong. I turned around and there she was with those glasses, reading my thoughts, stealing my dreams. Ain't nothing been sacred since. I shared that bit of information with a friend of mine, and he looked at me with this gaze and stare right in my eyes, like he was having some kind of Brokeback Mountain moment. You can't make that up. Same friend gets divorced, leaves on a road trip, and gets arrested for speeding. I said, why did you run? He said, Mel, my wife left me for a highway patrolman. I thought it was the same guy bringing her back to me. It's crazy. You can't make it up. You can't make it up. So he wants to engage me. He wants to find out what's the secret to my longevity. He said, why did you last? What makes your marriage work? I said, well, we're other people sometime. Like last month, she was a beautiful Jada Pinkett Smith. Love that woman. And I was Tupac. Like sometimes she gets under my skin, just irritates me and stuff like that. I make her the beautiful Carrie Washington. And I'm Flavor Flav. Yeah, boy. Yeah, boy. It's crazy, it's crazy. But my favorite is when she's Oprah Winfrey. I'm Rick James. I'm just rich chicks. It's crazy, it's crazy. So he's talking to me, my friend. He wants to find out different things. And he said, what's the alternative to marriage? I said, well, I think of some alternatives. And it has crossed my mind, what if I could be married to myself? Well, you know, I would have way more sex without begging for it or completing a task on a honey-do list. I would watch porn freely. I would spend quality time with myself. Did I say I would watch porn? And the kicker is, you can't divorce yourself. So you get the house, the car, and all the pornography. I'm just kidding, I'm just kidding, I kid it. See, I love my wife and my relationship. I do, and I don't want you guys to think ill of me because I really, really love a woman that has good housekeeping skills and has her own money, for one. Two, I appreciate a woman that's intelligent, excited, and full of energy. Three, I enjoy a woman that's funny and makes me laugh. Four, I enjoy a woman that's beautiful, sexy, and cater to all my sexual needs. The challenging part is seeing to it that these four women don't know each other. Hey, I'm Mel Garlick. Thank you for your time. Let's take it back to Patrice.
Hi, everyone. I'm sure you thought that was hilarious because I loved every second of it. And thank God I don't wear those Coke bottle eyeglasses. That's kind of scary. But today, on today's segment, with that said, today's segment is called Let's Talk Exes. And I have two amazing guests with me. But before we even go to them, I want to just make sure we're not here to reminisce or be sad about our exes or about our past. We're here to go back there, see what we have learned, come back with our information and see where we are now and what we can do and where we're going forward from here. With that said, I have two guests with me that I'm going to ask a few questions to. First, I'm going to ask them their names. I want to ask them their profession, what's their longest relationship, and what is one word that describes themselves. So, to you, Miss Stephanie and Alyssa, please answer those questions. Your name, your profession, the longest relationship you have had, and one word that describes you.
Okay. My name is Stephanie Paula. I work with Miss Francois in a bank, Ridgewood Savings Bank. My longest relationship has to be the one that I'm in now. It's 4 years, and one word that describes me is spontaneous.
Ooh, nice. Miss Alyssa.
Hey guys, I'm Alyssa Noriega. I also work for a bank, and I'm also currently a radio personality. The longest relationship I've been in technically was 7 years. And the one word that describes myself is vivacious.
Vivacious. Boom. So I just want to get straight into it. I don't want to waste time and all the little chit chat. So with all the relationships you've been to, I don't want to say you all have like 10 relationships, but with all the relationships that you have been in, what is one thing that may have ended one of your relationships? You don't, or anything that comes to mind. What actually ended the relationship, or who ended the relationship,
He
and
was
why?
a mama's boy.
He was a what?
A mother's boy.
Ah, nice.
Mama's boy. Didn't want to move out. Didn't want to grow, to say. I wanted to move out, started a family so young. And he was just like, no, let's stay another year at my mom's house. And I'm like, are you serious? Are you serious?
Nice.
Yeah.
It's amazing. I know a few of those.
So I ended the relationship. And I mean, he was devastated. Me, not so much. But
I guess it was time, right?
it was time. But him letting me see all those colors brought me into the arms of my fiance now.
Oh, so it was a good thing,
Yeah.
technically. Alyssa, you had a mama's boy, or how was yours?
I mean, I believe all men are mama's boys. That's just my personal opinion, but that wasn't the reason why I left one of my exes. I left him because there wasn't any trust, and I feel like in a relationship you would need trust to continue and to allow the relationship to flourish, and so that was one of the reasons why I left. He had no trust in me.
So you had no trust in you. Did you think maybe you gave him reason not to trust you?
You know what it is? I was honest with him in about a past relationship, and I think he took my past and held it over my head. Plus, he was going through, not going through, but he went through a past relationship where someone was being untrusting to him. They cheated on him. So with that combined, I don't think he was ready for our relationship, but he carried that burden with him. And so it was like I was paying for his ex's crime.
And this is a relationship that lasted 7 years?
No, this is a relationship that lasted, it was after that one.
Okay.
It lasted for 2.
I like your honesty. I wanted to go back to the mama's boy. Because a lot of people say, especially my mom, they say when your significant other loves their mom or treat their mom or, it's all into their mom, that's a good thing. That person will treat you even better. So you didn't see that, or you didn't see any avenues that could actually work for you than against you?
I didn't, because it was, say I wanted to do something and, oh, but wait, let me get my mom involved, or it was more so he wanted her opinion on things, or everything had to be through her. So it didn't work in my interest, because why do you need technically permission from your mom to move out, or permission from your mom to do anything in life?
Yeah.
So it was more, he leaned towards her more instead of leaning on me. I'd rather have a relationship where you confide in me and you talk to me about situations. You can talk to your mom, it's not a problem, but you tell her everything.
All right.
Like arguments with us, and then the fact that we were living with your mother, it made the tension worse.
You didn't see this earlier in the relationship, or as time progressed, it just continued?
I didn't see it, he didn't show it early in the relationship. It was when I moved in, and then once time continued, it got worse. And I was just like, this is not for me. I need you to be your own person. I don't need you to be your mother.
Yeah, I could understand that. One thing I wanted to say, like when people end relationships, sometime in your mind, like it's about this show is right now, it's about exes. Do you like go back in certain instances where you saw maybe I could have changed something or certain things you regretted that you could have fixed? And you, like for instance, yours was trust. A lot of people would say you, even though you ended on that, it's not like he cheated or you cheated. You could that could have been fixed. So, do you think you have any regrets that you could have fixed something along the line instead of it leading all the way to actually having to end it?
Well, that wasn't my initial, I didn't want to just end it right away. Of course, I gave the relationship a chance. I talked with him, I discussed with him, I let him know exactly my whereabouts. Sometimes he would pop up where let's say if I was hanging with friends somewhere, he would pop up because he wanted to make sure that I was there because he had an issue with trust. And not that it was me per se, it was just what he went through in the past. So all that burden, it still didn't work. Like, by me being so open with him, it still didn't work. And it was conversation after conversation, argument after argument. He was messing up my blood pressure. He stressed me out so much. The doctor was like, whatever is stressing you, you really need to have
Let
a
it
break.
go.
Yeah, you need to let it go. And it was, I want to say it was like the first 6 months of our relationship was pretty good because that's the honeydew stage. Everything is all good.
Yeah.
But then then it was like a year and a half, it was just like stressful.
Yeah.
And it was like I had to constantly prove myself. And I really had to take a step back and ask myself, is this something that I want to, continue with?
Yeah.
And it took a lot out of me, but I had to make that decision because it was either I just saw that if it were to continue, it would have gone down the wrong road. It would have been nothing but stress and heartache, and we would have broken up further
Yeah.
along down the road.
So would you say your regret is confiding and telling him about that past thing? So
I think, yeah.
and without, if you didn't tell him, you think the relationship would have continued or it would have gotten even better?
I don't want to be the one to say that I did not want to tell him. I think I told him too soon.
Okay.
I think I should have, created a foundation with him first and then expressed to him, well, this is what I went through in the past,
Yeah.
Maybe it would have been a bit better. Maybe he would have understood it a bit more because he would have known me first as opposed to my situation.
Girl, people say you're supposed to lie about those things. If you was with 10 people, you say 4, or you say it didn't leave your first hand. You gotta. I'm sorry, you gotta lie. It's not good to be
Some
being
people
all this
aren't
honest.
good liars. I mean,
Okay.
it comes up. it
I'll
slips
help you.
up.
All right.
All right, you can help me lie.
But with you, do you have any regrets, or you see along the line which you could have changed something along the line, or maybe you could have seen this earlier? Because sometimes after we see these things, and we
I
like to
seen it
pretend we don't see
earlier.
it.
And I gave it that chance. I was like, you know what? Let's wait the extra year. Because I wanted to move out and start a family 2 years into the relationship. And
Wow.
he was like, let's just wait. We're both in school. I'm like, okay, we can do this. And then it came to a point where I'm like, we're both saved up enough. We should go on our own. And he's like, no, we should wait another year, just mooch off my mom. And I'm like,
Well, at least he had a
Okay.
plan. You can't say the man didn't have a plan.
yeah, he had a plan, but it's just, you want your own space. You want your own living situation, not I'm doing something in the room or I'm changing and then your mom just busts in the door.
Yeah. Oh my God.
That's annoying.
Okay. So with that said, I'm gonna take a small break, but when I come back, I want to hear some fights, some arguments, because sometimes it could be silly, sometimes it could be funny. So I want to hear some more stories. Okay. But thank you all. You all are doing a great job. I'm enjoying this so far. So with that said, we're gonna be right back with Stephanie and Alyssa. Thank you.
Green hat, red hat. Oops. Red shirt, blue shirt, yellow shirt. Oops. Yellow pants, red pants, green pants. Oops.
Welcome back. We're talking about our exes. And I know you all are enjoying some of the stuff we've been talking about. And I'm sure you're thinking about your ex, where you went wrong, or what you could have done better, or you're very happy you got rid of him really early. I'm here with Stephanie and Alyssa. So I want to go straight back into the questions, right? When we left off, I wanted to hear some arguments. So can you tell me some things you all would argue about?
I had an argument with my ex. Okay, so here's the thing, right? So you remember when Sandy happened?
Yes.
Okay, so we did not have electricity. Well, my block didn't have electricity like that, so I couldn't really charge my phone. The phone lines were down. So my ex was trying to get in contact with me to see if I was okay. So I was able to, use my mom's phone to call him just to let him know, like, I'm fine, we're getting things worked on, whatever. So for some apparent reason, he decided to call my phone numerous of times. And remember, this trust thing is, so he decided to come by my house, drive by my house. My car was parked in, and I was living with my parents at the time, so my car was parked in the driveway. So he didn't see my car on the street. So he's calling my phone, leaving these bogus messages. Oh, you're out having fun with friends. You're out doing you have a new boyfriend. I can't take this anymore. You're such a liar. He would just leave me all these messages. So I'm sitting watching TV with my mother, okay? This man calls me because my phone finally worked. He calls me. Yeah, I know that you're sitting there with your man because I don't see your car in front of your house.
You know you were dating crazy, right?
Oh my God, when I tell you you're with your man and you're sitting there, and I'm like, such and such, look, like I'm with my mother, like, no, you're such a liar. I don't see your car. I know you're out and about, blah, 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 just going off this. So we're going back and forth, back and forth. This is the stupidest thing ever. But I didn't feel like I had to explain myself that much. But again, we're going back and forth, back and forth. And so my mother grabbed the phone from my hand.
Oh my God.
She said, look, such and such. Like, she's watching TV with me, like, get a grip. And he was just like, oh, I'm so sorry. But I just felt like it was just the stupidest thing to have an argument about. Yeah. It was just dumb.
I'm shocked.
I just wanted to share.
I'm shocked he didn't say, oh, this is not your mom.
Yeah, it's not your mom.
Who is that you have pretending to be your mom?
Right, exactly.
Yeah, you were dating kind of crazy. Stephanie, were you dating crazy?
I wasn't dating crazy. I was dating sweet. He was real sweet. One time we're in a park. I love swings. I could be on a swing all day. And he's pushing me and whatnot. It's not so much an argument as to me being more surprised. But he's pushing me and he's like, let me tie your shoe. Me, I had straps. I'm like, all right, go ahead. He goes in his back pocket and pulls out a ring. And I'm like, we've only been dating for 3 months. What are you doing?
That's what you said?
Yes. I was like, wait. What are you doing down there? He's like, I mean, in the short amount of time that I know you, I've fallen for you, I love you. And I'm like, you're like a hopeless romantic or something like that, because nobody gets engaged in 3 months.
The man was in love.
He was in love, but
he had a home for you by his mom and everything. Like, you're just not seeing the light. I like this guy.
That's scary.
No, it's not.
So
it's scary.
Girl, right now I wish someone proposed to me, okay? In
I
2
wish.
weeks, in 1 month, I'll be.
You better know.
I was
You
like,
have to get to know me.
Yeah,
you don't know me.
Look,
He could have been crazy.
Just
I
rough.
could have been
It have
crazy.
many times, but in different, like for instance, different religions, don't parents put two people together, and
Oh, that
sometimes,
arranged.
right, and sometimes those marriages actually last longer than someone who been dating for 5 years, 10 years. Look at you! You should have taken that ring. You would have. Is
woulda
his
had the
parent
baby.
exactly? You could have the whole basement and everything. You messed up.
It's an apartment.
Oh, my bad,
Basement.
girl. You could have a whole room.
The whole room to myself.
Exactly. You see how
With
people
my
don't know
3
how good they
kids.
had it.
That was good.
So one thing I wanted, like I always tell people, even though you're in relationships, there are times when you have issues. It could be trust issues, mama boy issues, and beside regrets, did you all ever try to get outside help? Some people go to church, they go to try to get therapy, because sometimes I always think you shouldn't totally, if you're in a relationship and it's more than 3 months, more than a year, and you see this person, I mean, you were living with him. Were you living with yours?
No.
But you all was in there for about 2 years, right?
Yes.
Exactly. 2 years you living with someone. This is a relationship. This is someone you see something in, and it could possibly go further along. So instead of ending it, did you try to get outside help to come inside and see what if something else could be done?
I didn't get outside help, like church or anything like that. I spoke to my best friend, and she's more along the lines, if you love him, stay with him. If you don't, then there's nothing you can do at this point, because you're just going to waste your time and waste his time and just hurt him even more.
I got outside help. I asked my best friend. I asked his friends. It was like, yo, is it me? Like, is there something wrong with me? Like, because I wanted to know if it was me first. Maybe I approached it wrong. Maybe, you know, like I said earlier, I was a little too truthful. But, you know, I did get advice, but sometimes when you do get outside advice, because they're not in the relationship, they really don't understand. So I guess I was misled a little bit because I allowed the outside influence to kind of steer me to the direction of me leaving him. But then again, it was also myself as well. So, I mean, it depends on how you take your outside influence and you take your, you know, take the advice given.
So this is what I always like to bring up when people ask for advice. So if you notice when I mentioned, I said like a therapist, you know, they went to school for these things. You could talk to someone. When I say church, you know, there's always a pastor, a deacon, someone you can talk to, right? So when I said that, we all tend to go to our friends. And what I tend to notice, half the time your friend have no man, half the time their relationship not working. And as you even said, when you go behind closed doors or whatever, they don't know what you're doing. And plus, think about it. When you tell your friend a bunch of stuff, you're all going back and forth. Yeah, he ain't no good. Girl, he don't trust you. It's time to leave him. And then you go and you're hugging and kissing. So that's what I'm saying. Do you think your friend who you asked, was she so good with great information that it was something that it was good enough to hold on to? And
She's not the type of person to be like, oh, leave your man if he's not doing good for you, or leave him because his mother is crazy and you don't want. No. She's along the lines, if that love is there, if that chemistry is there, she's more a lover than a fighter. She would want us to stay together more than to see us apart, because she loved him as a person.
okay.
She really liked him as a person, but she was like, if you feel what he's doing is not up to your par, or if he's just not getting across to your point, then
Right.
you shouldn't have the situation that you're in. But if the love is there and you really want to work things out with him, then you stay with him.
Okay.
Yeah.
So with that said, now that we spoke about your exes, wherever you are in your life now, I always say, obviously those things are learning experience. So where do you go from here? So I always like to ask that question. With whatever you learned in the past, whatever you're going through now, regardless if you're in a relationship or not, see something that's potentially will be a relationship. Where are you going to go from here with your life, with relationships? Stephanie?
I step back and look at everything, every aspect of the relationship. Right now, I'm in a loving relationship. I mean, my heart is always full of joy. We're surrounded by family that not only loves me, because my family is small, but my fiance's family is huge. And I've never had that amount of love. So when I step back and look at her as a whole, or look at her family as a whole, it's like, it's not just you that loves me, it's your whole family that loves me.
That's nice.
Stop, you're gonna
Nice.
make me cry.
Oh, don't make us cry.
You were just angry a second ago.
You see, I grew up a couple seconds.
Alyssa, you?
Well, currently I'm not in a relationship, which is fine. I took the opportunity to kind of, work on myself and just, get better with my, I'm currently in school. I just wanted to be a better person. Going into a new relationship, of course, I will be more open. I will look at things a bit differently. And I think that I would approach it with a bit more of, on a friendship level, like establish a foundation and really like take my time and not be so quick to tell the truth.
Yeah.
Okay.
I agree. Thank you so much, Alyssa and Stephanie, for sharing, your story with us. I enjoyed the fight story. I enjoyed knowing all about your ex and his baby mama drama. No, well, just mama, but you would have baby mama drama, it sounds like. But it was really good, talking with you all, for you all being so honest and open. I hope you all do come back. I hope you come back. You might be talking about your wedding, and maybe the next time you come back, you're going to have that special person in your life that hopefully trusts you. Okay? Again, thank you all for coming in. With that said, I just wanted to take 1 minute of your time to just say, Miss Francois Show is all about where comedy meets reality. It's about learning from your past experiences. Like today's segment was about Let's Talk Exes. So I hope some of you all learned something. Feel free to like me on Facebook at Miss Francois. That's MSS Francois. You can see that behind me. Also go to my YouTube page and my Instagram. What? Tyler Perry? He always calling me trying to go for some kind of advice. I can't give him any more show advice. Okay? Plus, I have to call Ellen in a second. So just tell Tyler Perry, I am not in. With that said, okay, thank you. Oh, God, I tell Ellen to call me right after the show. I'll call her back also. I'm so busy. But again, thank you all.